Cultist here. Just letting you know that this episode is a two-parter because it went on rather long, so we cut it into two parts. First part will be on New Year's Eve today, and the rest of it will be posted on New Year's Day tomorrow. And without further ado, hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome to Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
And I'm Dr. Leviathan.
And I'm Matt from The Drunk and the Ugly again. Hi.
Yes. And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta. But in this case, most shitty.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, Happy Appy New Year to all.
Happy Appy from Napa Valley New Year.
God damn it.
And may your new year contain no Happy Appy.
Yes.
And may you not wear a nappy. I don't know, unless you're into that. I don't want to judge.
Yeah. So tonight, as we have mentioned, we are doing Happy Appy for the new year because let's set off the new year with a bang. And by bang, I mean the sound
the thud of it hitting the basement.
Yeah, and the sound of, ciders being opened up. Because we are all drinking cider for this game. Or for this... Yeah, it's a game, too.
It's a game, yeah. We made a game out of this to amuse ourselves because the story did not do that.
Yeah, we've got a drinking game going for this. So for those of you just tuning in, creepypastas are short... scary stories.
Short, you say?
Yes.
Of which this is neither.
Yeah, they get copied and pasted across the internet. Go Google creepypasta and you'll find better creepypastas than the one we're doing right now, I'm sure.
Go read Candle Cove
Happy
again.
Appy. What?
Go read Candle Cove again.
You can read Jeff the Killer and it'll be better than this.
Really? Leviathan? Really? Wow. You heard it here first, folks.
All right.
Yeah, so where do we want to start with this? Like, do we just want to go into the rundown? And then
Happy Appy was Happy Appy was written by Dronian. He's written 15 other creepypastas. All of them are usually related to. Let me check again. I saw. Let's see.
15? Why hasn't anyone stopped him?
Let's see, 14 creepypastas. Let's see, there are, and 2 of them are remakes. Let's see, most of them are related to technology. A lot of them are lost episode pastas, and 4 of them are related to Happy Appy. There is the original Happy Appy, which is he's listed all of his stories in the order that he likes them. The original Happy Appy is number 9 on his list, saying it's okay, it's not scary, but it's not laughably bad, it's just in the middle. So keep in mind there are 5 more stories that are below this one.
Jesus.
And the number and his worst story, he says this is called Roblox Caverns. He says a pasta so bad it actually got deleted.
Wait. Oh,
and then
Roblox,
number 13, number 13 is what was I thinking? I mean, holy fuck, it's cliched. One pasta I made that is so much worse. Holy shit, it is none other than. And then it goes into that one. And then number 12 is again, I just know what was I thinking when I came up with this? No, why is it so popular? Holy shit, it's number 5 in the MC category. Thankfully, it's been deleted. So all of these ones, aside from, all of these ones are started with, I don't like this, aside from number 10, below Happy Appy, called The Scariest Sound in the World, that says, it's a smart troll pasta, I just don't like who it's about.
What? And he wrote this. He wrote these pastas.
Yes, so also his avatar is a picture of the fucking spectral view from Aphex Twin song Equation, which is a song that sounds super fucked up because if you look at it on spectral view, it makes a weird human face. So remember the name Aphex Twin. That will come back a lot in this. Let's see. A little bit of other trivia on Happy Appy. According to tvtropes.org, it is the second longest creepypasta on the creepypasta wiki. I can't remember what the longest one is, but yeah. So check yourselves in for a wild ride because this is going to be like this is like the Godzilla NES. This is like Godzilla NES, except probably 4 times as long and 8 times less interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's been a little generous.
I think we should probably go without saying that I generally I can find likable things in most creepypastas that I've read for this show. This one I didn't want to finish reading. I barely got through this one.
I will say I started reading this one a few years back and I stopped. I don't even remember where I stopped. I'm just like, fuck, this is boring and nothing is happening. And then Review Cultist asked me to read it again for this show, and I said, do you really want to do this? And he said yes, and I'm like, fine, I will do this. I will do this for your show. And then you read it and said, why did I decide to read this fucking story?
Yeah.
All right. So, also, just if you want to play along at home with us, if you're not in the car, don't play a drinking game while you're in the car. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So
drink responsibly, folks.
Drink responsibly on New Year's. Take the subway. Take public transit.
A drinking game for this pasta is not going to be responsible.
All right, so unlike the NES Godzilla one, we're actually going to try and play this one as we go. So there's going to be some mild spoilers in this for this drinking game because I have to break down the formula.
Oh no, spoilers for Happy Appy.
Yeah, I know all of you were going to be so invested in the rich narrative. All right. So here are the rules that we've set down. So there are 2. I actually put in 2 things here. I'm getting better at my drinking games. So there's take a swig when there is win. There is violent. There is extreme violence that is glossed over. Happy Appy does his quote unquote death smile, which is never described. Let's see. Take a swig when the narrator tells us how to feel. Take a swig when the narrator does not react to something that is actually disturbing or frightening. Take a swig when Happy Appy does something that makes no sense for a clay puppet on a stick. Take a swig when Forensic, who is the main antagonist of the story, has a very good chance to kill the narrator and just doesn't. The alternate side of this, Forensic is incredibly incompetent and easily thwarted by the narrator. Take a swig when something happens exactly when the narrator needs it to, apropos of nothing. Take a swig when Nickelodeon is mentioned, and we are reminded that Happy Appy was apparently created by this company at the peak of its power. And take a swig when the narrator changes his mind about something he's dead set on mid-post. Then there are 2.
He's like the most indecisive son of a bitch.
Yeah, and we'll see how deep that is. All right. Then there are 2 finish the bottle conditions. Finish the bottle when somebody who dies comes back for no reason. Finish the bottle when the narrator kills somebody and feels nothing.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
All right.
Mercy on us all.
Okay.
All right. So. Yeah, let's do this rundown.
So I'm gonna also to be more specific, and to avoid confusion because this character, the narrator character, is somehow the least explained character in the entire story. His name is Gerasim. I'm not sure exactly how to say that because it's a Russian name. I'm pretty sure he's an immigrant from Russia who grew up in Russia like around the turn of the millennium. Let's see. He now lives in Aberdeen, Washington, and he works as a police detective.
I'm going to put that in quotes.
He works as a police detective. So also keep those 3 things in mind. Yeah. All right. So Does anybody else have any other things we want to say before we start digging deep into this?
I mean, there's some stuff that we can kind of touch on as the story goes, as we do the rundown, because, like, yeah, I mean, I think like I think we'll just toss in stuff as the rundown goes.
Okay, all right, then let's start this because this is going to take a fucking long time.
Yes.
All right, so this is written.
Will it take as long? Yeah.
This is written.
Sorry.
This is written in the form of a blog. So I'm going to say the entry date of the blog, and then I'm going to start talking about the content of it. And at some point, I'm going to start really blazing over this because every entry kind of reads the same.
Yep.
So we start February 23rd, 2011. Gerasim, our narrator, introduces us to the idea of the blog in a traditional gothic horror letter writing style. He is obsessed with missing episodes of TV shows. And we get the first suggestion. He's from another country, some part of some former Soviet state, where he talks about watching dubbed over Blue's Clues, and I knew the name of this show, but some other show called Happy Apple. So
yeah.
He then talks about Happy Appy, as it was known in the United States, which featured a ceramic puppet on a bent rusty stick, to use the narrator's words. It is who is a red apple with arms, human lips, and like weird baby blue eyes. And the show is about this apple on a stick giving first aid to children who get injured, which is the weirdest fucking high concept for any children's show I've ever heard of.
Also, rusty metal pipe with a ceramic puppet. The height of Nickelodeon's power in television.
Everybody take a shot.
And, yeah, alright, hang on, I'm just going to crack this open. There we go.
Oh, I already poured my strongbow over ice, as they recommend.
Yeah, I'm just drinking out of a can.
All right, so yes, again, this show showed on. And also he's going to mention Nick Jr. and Noggin a lot, like a lot.
Yeah. Is Noggin? I guess like that's like a Russian channel thing or something.
No, Noggin is. It's just another. It's like another spin-off Nickelodeon young children's channel. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Happy Appy, it was a standard 10-minute show that was combined Adventure Time style, or one of those other short run shows, into 2 episodes within a 30-minute block plus commercials. The show was canceled because it slowly got really, really violent, apparently. And there are still, but like Mystery Science Theater, there are still tapes circulating of the lost episodes, although most of the tapes were lost, and some were stolen by a shadowy figure.
Yeah.
This is the official in-canon lore. Anyway, one day, Gerasim finds a DVD that says HA episodes while cleaning. Instead of watching it, he decides to go on a forum for lost episodes and ask what HA is, and he finds out it's Happy Appy. He adds on, there are no DVDs of this show. So he then proceeds to play the DVD of Happy Appy. Finds out it is super low quality, no menus. Immediately going to the show, it's whoa. What was that? Sorry.
I just don't understand how anyone on the internet could have cracked that code of HA.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found this show called Ha. I thought it was a prank show.
Ha! I got you. You're reading my blog.
Speaking of prank shows, we're gonna dig into some other stuff later.
Yeah.
So yes, plays DVD. It's a super low quality, like bootleg DVD. It starts with the theme song. It's like Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's about how Happy Appy gives kids first aid.
Yeah, isn't like just Happy Appy, Appy App,
Happy App, Happy. Yeah, it's something like that.
God damn it!
So
How do I know that?
Because it's fucking Mary Had a Little Lamb, and they say
just
Happy
Happy
App.
Appy.
Yes. So let's see. So there's 2 episodes. The first episode is Happy goes to the beach, heals some injured kids, and talks to a bully. Second episode, Happy's stick gets broken, and kids help him. There's some skipping on the DVD, which is fine. It's mentioned that the kids feed Happy Appy an apple when they're repairing his stick, which seemed odd. So first off, the kids are giving this clay apple puppet on a stick an apple that it eats.
Yeah.
The ceramic... Okay, yes, so...
I mean, okay, I'm gonna grab my drink now. I mean, I could see it, like, I mean, I've seen shows, like, even kids shows, where they, like, mimic, where they have the obviously fake puppet character eat something, but, yeah, an apple eating an apple is a little weird.
And it's never clear how this show is filmed. Because the original demonstration of it seems like a man on the street, like... If I try to imagine this, the only thing I can think of is those segments on the Conan O'Brien show with Courage the Cowardly Dog, or not Courage the Cowardly Dog, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, where he's walking around and talking to people. But then it's... Or
like the that sock puppet thing from NH... I think it's like an NHL thing or something up here, where they just go on the street and they talk to people, or they go to like somebody, like a random fan in the stadium, and talk to them.
Right.
It's kind of like that. It kind of seems like that. Yeah, no, I can kind of see that. I was thinking of like almost like a, not quite like Blue's Clues or something like that, but like Sesame Street kind of thing.
Yeah,
but,
that's because they do mention a sound. They mention a sound stage later.
Like I thought to me it seemed like it was like what is that show, The Annoying Orange or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's
except
what
it's
I've been picturing.
That's what makes
fake apple.
Yeah, that's what makes sense. Except we're
told that this
apple is made of clay, and so that means that it has no points of articulation. It's a clay apple on a bent stick. Anyway, we are not even like 5 minutes into this story. And we've already gotten 17 minutes into this episode. All right, so anyway, in addition to this, the DVD also contains, for the show was from around 2001. The DVD contains references to things in the future, like the Japanese earthquake and President Obama. Then episodes 3 or 4 come up. One of these episodes is, and I think this is the thing that the narrator wanted to hit on, which if this had been more of the case and the story had been shorter, I would have liked, is that there's a lot of points where Happy Appy will ask something to the camera, and then there's like no response, and then and it just kind of hangs there as he just mugs the camera for like 5 minutes. And I realize this is the reason why in Blue's Clues, when Steve is talking to the TV or talking to the audience, there's a bunch of kids that yell stuff back at him. Because if he just said something on the TV and just stared at it expectantly, that'd be kind of fucking creepy. It's like if you watch sitcoms with the laugh track turned off.
Or if you remove all of Garfield's dialogue in Garfield comics.
John's just talking to a cat and just staring. Or alternately, Garfield minus Garfield, where John just talks to himself. And I kind of like that core concept of this show, where it just slowly becomes that the character just stares into the camera for like the entire duration of the show. But that's a concept that's quickly forgotten. And then the show ends. One of the episodes ends with a bluegrass cover of the Katy Perry song "Hot and Cold," which didn't come out until 2008. So we also hit on this theme that Happy Appy is capable of predicting the future, which again, I don't know. That could be interesting. Like we could just fucking rip off the movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage.
Like it could just be like a creepy prophecy kind of thing.
Yeah,
that would have been effective if that was the focus.
Happy Apstradamus.
Yeah.
All right, so then, so let's see. So February 24th, 2011. We're on entry 2 now. It's nothing but a collection of episodes of the show that Jerasim watches. So, episode 5, a kid falls off the monkey bars and cuts his finger. Happy Appy asks what the kids should give and mugs the camera for a while, and then he's like, that's right, a bandage. Episode 6, a kid runs with a knife and gets cut, and Happy Appy gives him a bandage. Credits roll, and then there's a weird stinger where Happy Appy comes back and tells his kids to get in his van. Happy Appy's van is a I believe a 1993 Ford Windstar or Aerostar van.
Just, like, it's like
It's
super
very very
specific.
specific on this. And again, we have this. I can see the clay. I can see the clay puppet driving the van. Like that's the thing I can see because it's an easy camera trick to pull. I don't know why he drives a fucking 93 Aerostar. Again, Nickelodeon. So there becomes this running theme of Happy Appy's van. This will come up a lot.
In the original, in the shit I read, which was a little bit different than the shit you read apparently, they didn't tell you exactly what the van was at any point.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so
they're just like, it's a van, it's Happy Appy's van. I really don't understand why someone would add the specifics of a fucking van.
I wonder if he got like some like comments or something. It's like, oh well, I really was having trouble like visualizing what the van was.
I will say, in that regard, there is a thing that we are taught in improv that I've been taught that the key to a good scene is specificity. But that's comedy.
Yeah, not horror, which is what
they have a lot of.
It's actually the exact opposite.
They have a lot of very
improv.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it here again. I don't know. I thought they mentioned it early on. All right, doesn't matter. It's a 90.
Sorry, we should also.
Sorry.
Did we mention earlier that we inadvertently read there are two versions of this story. There is an original draft, and then there is the true vision in quotes.
Yeah, so the original draft is so there's Happy Appy and there's Happy Appy the True Vision. And Happy Appy is the one on the Creepypasta wiki. It's much shorter. It's a lot worse. Because it hasn't gone through a couple of editing revisions like the True Vision has. The True Vision, in addition to being occasionally more like grammatically competent, it includes a bunch of extra segments that were part of a separate blog originally, and it has a different ending.
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
So yes, Cultist and I read the True Vision version, and Leviathan read the original. So let's see. So then continuing on, episode 7. There is no plot to this episode. Happy Appy walks up to some kids, takes them into the bushes. Violent screams are heard, and then he drags their body into the van, and then stares into the camera with his quote unquote death smile.
Yeah, which is never really explained what a death smile looks like.
It's just his death smile.
Ever.
It's just called the death smile.
I picture a Joker grin from Batman.
Yeah, I can picture what it is, but the number one way to not make something scary is to give it a name.
And not explain not describe it. Describe rather than just give it a name.
Yes, so you'll discover that one of the other core themes of this is that this story does a lot of telling, not showing, and most of the time the telling is not that competent.
No, it's the equivalent, especially when it comes to the episodes, and he loves to just give us a synopsis of or even like just a Wikipedia page style like plot set like thing of what each episode is. And it's a slog to read, personally.
Yes. So let's see. So, episode 8, Happy Appy takes a kid into his van, and you hear the sound of meat getting cut and screams turning into gurgles, and then Happy Appy steps out covered in blood and does his death smile. Again. So, so we start getting into a lot of these where it's just we start getting into a lot of these where it's just a child is murdered. Oh yeah, and then episode 9, here we go. Happy Appy's on the playground with some kids, and then they turn around and they see a plane hit a tall building, and another plane hit another tall building, and it's like super detailed in the collapsing of the buildings. But oh my god, this happened before the September 11th terrorist attacks. Holy
Prophecies,
shit! It's prophecies. Oh my god!
Actually, there's a real world parallel to that.
Oh,
The oft forgotten Lone Gunman series, I think it was their first episode,
oh, really?
actually had a plot where planes were supposed to crash into the World Trade Center.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then the terrorists. Yeah, it was kind of a whoops.
It's a little too on the nose, but right before it happened, before it actually happened.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Man.
yeah,
Interesting.
it was also a way better episode,
Oh yeah.
It was a way. I mean, it was a
'Cause
way
you were,
better
you
show.
were actually watching it.
Yeah.
and I wanted to.
Yeah, you were actually watching it rather than reading an episode being watched. Yeah, and then yeah, and doesn't it shows people falling or something like that too, and
Yeah, there's
just-
and there's
again,
let's
like,
see,
it's-
yeah,
there's a thing.
incredible
Oh yeah,
detail.
Yeah.
there's okay. After a shot of a kid trapped under the concrete, a younger child turns to the side and says, "Happy Appy, why are people running and falling from the towers?" And Happy Appy turns to the camera, death smile on his face, and very coldly says these words. "These words will haunt me as long as I research this show. That's natural, children."
so as long as he stops researching it, he'll be fine. He can sleep at night as soon as he stops researching up on the Happy Appy.
He took the kids away from the towers, and the kids stuck under the concrete screaming for help. When the credits rolled, the audio kept playing. I jumped out of my seat. Was Happy Appy the Deathbringer in the form of an apple, or was he a master predictor? If that episode somehow predicted 9/11, I have to watch episodes 10 and 11 to see if anything else to see if there was anything else predicted. I might not see any predictions though, and honestly, I hope not. Oh, and if you want to know what happens when someone calls the tsunami in the phone number, so yes, so there's a thing in the episode where they talk about the Japanese earthquake and the tsunami. And he says, "Call in to this number because the Japanese people need money to rebuild their everything."
Yeah.
So February 25th, 2011, he calls the number from the third episode that mentions the tsunami, and it comes to a pre-recorded message saying that anyone who donates gets a Happy Appy badge. And then he says, "I donated $1 using an outdated bank account I never used."
What?
So apparently,
I mean,
so
what?
this automated number is designed to take wire transfers, and also, yeah, I don't know.
From 2001.
Yeah,
Just okay. Also, I got to point this out. I think it's the first section of this where they kind of break their own continuity, right off the get go. Because I remember him saying 2001, and then from everything then on, he says 2000 is when he started watching this stuff.
Yeah, it's
with his brother or something. So
if that's the biggest problem this story has, then
I mean, it isn't. But it was the first thing that kind of clued me into oh god, what I'm the ride I'm in for with the continuity errors and everything wrong with this. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. It's
Let's
fine.
just move on.
All right, so yeah,
Back
so
on track here.
when he does, so let's see. So yeah, donated $1 of the donation for the fun of it using an outdated account, and an automated message says, "Thank you for helping the aid of the tsunami. Look in your mailbox a week from now because you'll get your Happy Appy badge."
That's oddly specific. A week from now.
Yeah, I guess
No matter where you live, we'll find you.
he didn't. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Did he even give his address?
I don't know. They're taking wire
doesn't mention it, yeah.
He doesn't mention a lot of things, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The show's supernatural. Maybe it's not clear.
Except it isn't because yeah.
So February 27th. Thankfully, episode 10 is corrupted, badly compressed. There's no audio, and most of it's static.
Which
Episode
means we don't have to hear about it, right?
Yeah. Episode 11 is called Happy's Trick, which is the intro is just some weird offbeat carnival music with Happy Appy doing his death smile at the camera. So let's see. He stops at a playground and asks kids if they want to see a magic trick. They all jump into his van, and Happy Appy comes out of the van later without his smile, but plus blood and no kids. And then fast-forwarded newspapers, and they said something about the space shuttle exploding. Oh my god, predictions. This is before the Columbia disaster.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Oh, God.
So then the credits cut out right at the end, and they're... oof. And there is a message saying, let's see, if you get these DVDs, I copied the show over to them from whatever master tapes I could find. I wanted to preserve this show so that the last episodes weren't lost forever. Now you might be wondering, no thing, how did Nickelodeon air all of these episodes? I don't know. They just did. That's what. If you want to know more about the show, including its fate, see me. Signed, KC. And then it immediately goes on to say, thankfully, I had a good grasp on who KC most likely was. Kevin Christensen, a friend of mine. It wouldn't be out of the question. When I first met him, he did mention something about working with Nickelodeon until the end of the millennium. Wanting to learn more about the show's fate, I headed over to his house. And when I got over there, oh no, it turns out he was kidnapped. So let's...
okay, so let's stop for a second. So this is another big thing with this story, is that this guy is supposed to be a detective. This is kind of supposed to be an investigation on this mystery, in quotes, of Happy Appy and the Lost Episodes. Yet the man knows every knows almost every
everyone involved.
Everything he needs
he just happens to know.
Yeah, everything he needs to know just shows up. It's just
delivered to him. It's delivered to him on a silver platter every chance it gets.
Like a Happy Appy badge for donating $1 to tsunami recovery.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. And then also he said he heard about his friend working at Nickelodeon until the end of the millennium, and I guess never said, hey, I'm working on Happy Appy or any of the other shows. Also, how old is this friend? How old are you?
Yeah. Yeah, because he says, in 2001, he watched it with his younger brother. Which, I mean, he's watching it with his younger brother.
He's watching it with his younger brother, so it's possible that he's not watching this for his own enjoyment. It's just, that's what's on.
But then why does he have such a sick fascination with it?
Yeah. I mean,
it's a pretty fucked up show.
He's a detective.
It's also a pretty fucked up show. If I would want to get to the bottom of why this show existed.
Also, I can kind of see, there is a large fascination online anyway with lost episodes, and I mean, obviously that's why there's a creepypasta genre, an entire thing of it. But there are lost shows and lost media that it was fucked up when it first aired and stuff. So I mean, I can kind of see that, but at the same time, yeah, it's a little weird to have this guy so fascinated with this show that he watched with his brother 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's weird because it slowly becomes less lost over the course of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you mean the show, right? Not the
Yes.
Oh, the narration is lost as fuck.
Everything's lost forever. All hope, including hope. Hope is lost.
All is lost.
All is lost. All is lost. So let's see.
That's just the rest of this episode. It's just all is lost. All just loop it.
It'll be our version of the death smile.
Yeah.
Yes, the death smile. All hail the death smile. So yeah. So let's see. He goes. So anyway, Gerasim goes over to Kevin Christensen's house. And he the door's answered by his mother.
Wait, his mother? I thought.
No, it's a middle-aged. Okay, it's a middle-aged woman.
I thought it was his wife, honestly.
Okay, yeah, it's just, I heard a middle-aged woman crying upstairs. Last night, someone or something took him away in his sleep. The police are trying to look for him, but they've come up with nothing as usual. They've questioned me and searched our house for any evidence, but there's none, save for this scrap of paper. She reached into in her pocket and pulled out the piece of paper. I unfolded it, revealing itself to be a low-quality photograph of the scarred Happy Appy during the natural scene. When I was at her house, I asked how those episodes managed to get on air at Noggin. She says, this man had drugged the producers. He was going to, and then she bursts into tears.
Man, that shit is not in the one I read at all.
That's the thing,
she's all freaking out and stuff.
Yeah.
But, she doesn't mention anything about drugging producers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would she know that? And why would anybody know that? If she knows that, why does it...
Was Christensen wouldn't you just drug them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Christensen, telling her this dark secret stuff from work, or... Yeah. Probably not, because that's giving this story way too much credit, but...
Yeah, I don't know. So let's see. So I left the Christensen house and walked off. After I started getting near my house, I was startled by the sound of a gunshot nearby. I ran to my house, fearing whoever kidnapped Kevin and killed.
wife.
Yeah, there we go. Killed his wife, and which was trying to chase after me. Before I closed the door, I took one last glimpse at the bushes on the other side of the street. In one of them was a mutilated arm, and unknown figure standing behind it. So enter the chief antagonist of the story.
Yeah. Which I'm sorry, I got it. Like, this is the other one that really got me. It was like, how the fuck do you know that that woman was dead? Like, was shot and killed? Like, you just ran away from her home. You hear a gunshot in the area.
Yeah.
How do you know that wasn't firing at you and it just missed? Like,
Or a car backfiring.
Yeah.
Or just...
it just goes. The story just does like random assumptions, and
It just does
Makes
whatever
an
it
ass
feels
out of
like.
everyone.
yeah. That's pretty much
Yeah. So let's see. So, So this is the beginning of our major antagonist, which this is the vein that the story decides to follow through this is the only vein that the story decides to follow all the way through the end. And even then, it's still a very murky, windy, zippity-zappity, loops on top of itself many times road.
Yeah.
So let's see. So March 3rd, I wanted to know, he's asking if there are any recordings of Happy Appy because it looked like the DVD was destroyed by a claw that slashed it into thirds, and a photo, let's see, was it a photo? Yes, a photo of Happy Appy was nearby with writing that said, "No more evidence now, huh?"
Yeah.
So let's see. So
Now let's go play some football, huh? Sorry.
let's go eat, huh? Yeah.
Let's go eat some apples.
So again, the
Okay,
weird
yeah.
guy that broke. So there's a guy that just broke into Jerasim's house and destroyed his Happy Appy DVD, and then left.
With claw.
Yeah, with
a claw.
with the claw on.
The claw. And
So
a three-fingered claw. So it's like, is he being attacked by ninja raptors?
Yeah, I don't
I
fucking.
wouldn't put it past the show to do that.
Yeah, I fucking don't know. So let's see.
I just
March 4th, a badge comes in the mail with the date stamp of 2000. It comes with it comes with a letter saying that it was dug out of the ground. It's a Happy Appy helper badge in a stereotypical army font. It's made out of plastic. To my friend, you have helped us help the Japanese. Of course, let me introduce myself. Unarguably, you've heard of me on Noggin. Can't understand what I'm saying? I'll give you the answer. I'm Happy Appy Appy App. Appy App, Appy App. Yes, okay. I've given you this nice badge right from the playground. How did I get these, you ask? Running around the playground, I tripped on a rock. I fell down and noticed the ground was uneven. Undoubtedly, something was buried, so I dug the ground and found a crate filled with these badges. Watch my show at 8:30 CST to find my new adventures. And... 2 lines of gibberish. These lines are never decoded.
nope, never.
We never touch this plot.
And really, and to be fair, I'm glad it isn't never touched on because that would make this longer.
Yeah, it's just like
it's
man, just fucking this just keeps picking up plots and just dropping them over and over again. Oh right. So March 5th. I got an email from a man who claimed to be a user on WikiLeaks. He had heard about my research on Happy Appy and tried to find any documents related to the show.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, so because this is what WikiLeaks is for. Let's see. And the 8th episode aired in 1999, but includes the Twin Tower attacks. Let's see. And then there's a massive break. Yeah, first off, I know that Happy Appy. Oh yeah, so there was the actual like magnitude 9 earthquake actually happened around this time. It wrecked Fukushima and everything else. I know that Happy Appy might have predicted the recent earthquake and tsunami. So stop sending me emails about it. So here's where he says, it says, my job involves working as a police detective. I had to take a hiatus from this blog so I could get paid. There were some trials involving the murder of Kevin Christensen. They came to an abrupt halt when the arm they found disappeared one day. I bet that Shadow Man stole the arm. Anyway,
Or maybe not. Who knows?
so anyway, there's and also no remorse for how his close friend apparently died.
Christian, yeah, or how his wife, how the guy,
How his wife might have been killed, like
Or how she's doing.
she may or may not have been killed. Yeah, we don't get a status report.
We don't get a
like,
status
did she
report
die?
on her, but I mean, to be fair, she didn't get a name or even like the briefest idea of a description.
Other than
She's a
the
middle-aged woman.
wife of Kevin Christensen. Yeah. I just, like, I'm gonna take a
See,
drink.
any of this cop stuff or police detective, none of that is mentioned in the one I read, thank God.
Yeah.
Again, would have just made it longer and
Again, I think...
bring
yeah,
up more questions.
Yeah.
It does. It all it does is bring up
It
more
really
questions.
does.
Oh yeah.
Like, why this immigrant has, after, like, what, maybe 5-10 years, is in the... I don't know what the American law enforcement's like, but...
I have no idea either.
I don't think an immigrant can like get a job like that, like unless they already had it over there and like maybe like transfer
Yeah,
program.
I don't
Way too
know.
much
I have no idea. I can assure you the narrator. I can assure you that fucking what's
The
his
narrator.
face? Dronian.
why he's
Dronian
not
did.
actually-
I can assure you, Dronian did like zero research on this shit.
And that's really prevalent in this.
And he's not actually a cop, he's freelance.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's what it kind of seems like. Like as we read
Yeah,
the
he's
story,
gotta-
like,
yeah, he's gotta
he
be-
was like more of a freelancer.
Yeah, he's got to be like Monk, right? Like he's a private investigator who works with the police, but he uses the words police detective.
Yeah.
So
Like I just don't like. Is he like a police? Like, he seems more like a police advisor, or like
yeah, that's
something.
the only thing I can think of.
Along that
Is that he's one of those. He's an external informant basically. He's a consultant for
Yeah.
the local law enforcement precinct. So
I
anyway,
figured he was.
oh yeah, so
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh yeah, so anyway, while I was looking up Happy Appy on YouTube today, I found a video called Kevin Christensen Interview Audio Only, so I watched it. Here's a transcript. Are you Kevin Christensen? Yes. Are you the one that worked on Happy Appy's clay model? Yes. How did you get the job for Happy Appy? I just graduated from an art college in late 1998. I heard about Nickelodeon Studios, who were making cartoons, so I sent a resume, and a few weeks later I got the job, and I was happy until the shit hit the fan. What happened on the day you made the Happy Appy model? Okay, so basically, we had to make a cute-looking puppet for the show, so we started with a rusty stick that was lying around on the floor of the studio, made an apple out of clay, and stuck it on the stick, added baby blue eyes as well as pupils so it looked cuter and less frightening for children, huge green lips, and clay arms, and then we added a stem and a leaf. We thought it was perfect for the show. Who voiced...
Okay, I think Dorian, who's writing this blog, doesn't realize what Nickelodeon is or was.
I wonder,
like,
but he mentions a lot of shows and keeps obsessing
I
over
know,
specific
but-
channel titles.
Yeah, did he really think that Nickelodeon was like a small time like film studio?
Also,
Like,
just for shits
Yeah.
and grins, I looked it up, and Nickelodeon has no offices in in Washington in general.
Yeah. Or well, he goes to Colorado, doesn't he? Or some he goes to some place like across the over the.
He goes to another
Like, he
place.
goes across the
He goes
states
to
to
another
go
place.
find
Yeah,
it,
he goes to
so-
another place where they don't have a studio.
Yeah,
He just keeps doing that, and there's a studio there. So let's see.
and it's burnt down, or it gets burnt down eventually.
Let's see. Who voiced Happy Appy? I don't remember his name, but I remember where he was from. It was a show called Fright House Screamers, where 4 teenagers would spend the night in haunted places. What happened to Fright House Screamers? When they were filming the 4th episode, one of the teenagers was found dead at the place they were doing. Besides, the show sucked ass. Was the voice
Yep.
of Happy Appy the teenager who got killed? I'm pretty sure not. Back to Happy Appy. Why aren't there any surviving copies of Happy Appy? That's a good point. You see, when Nickelodeon owns the tapes somewhere, but they're not going to release them for a long, long time. There have been bootlegs, of course, but none show episodes after 11, which is weird. How many episodes of Happy Appy were there going to be? 2 full 26-episode seasons. They only showed 8 or 10 of the first season before the show was canceled. However, my friend Jim says there's actually 2 seasons, but he was very drunk when he said that. Besides, I don't trust him at all. Do you know any of the other crew that worked on Happy Appy? I know only Jim.
Wait. So, this guy who worked on the show, like, was everybody just like, did he just like keep to himself and didn't like bother with anybody, or like did he just could not mentally see anything?
I only know Jim.
There is no studio, only Jim.
Dave's not here, man. Only Jim.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Oh god.
So fucking.
And let me guess, he knows who Jim is.
Yes, much later. He doesn't say it here, but yes, he does say who Jim is much later. Also, we'll later learn that Happy Appy has a total crew of like 8 people.
Oh, yeah, right. Like in cast and crew, or
yeah, cast and crew. So let's see. So June 6th, Jerzym starts having nightmares of Happy Appy doing his death smile and murdering children out of sight. I have become paranoid of apples. Not other fruit, though.
Where I will eat them as quickly as possible to get rid of them.
Yes.
Oh, I fucking remember that.
Oh, man. And then we start seeing the antagonist show up more. I've seen the mysterious figure more. He's got an expression that is locked into Happy Appy's death smile. He stands taller than 6'1". Maybe he's Happy Appy. If he keeps showing up, I'm gonna board up my house. I'm not sure what his problem is. If he doesn't stop, I am going to call the cops the next time I see him. The cops that I am part of. Fucking all right. So I'm just gonna read the June. I'm just gonna read the June 11th entry next because it's fucking okay. Great. Just fucking great. How the hell do I put this in short? Right now, I'm at the library, which could very be the only place in Aberdeen that has a free-to-use computer. It's been a full 5 days since I last encountered the figure, and that bastard has some sort of problem because he burnt my house down. Oh yeah, he burned the entire thing down for no reason whatsoever. I did manage to save some things from my house, like the laptop and the Happy Appy badge and the letter. Even then, I feel like I've released some sort of bullshit curse, or I've released some sort of bullshit curse from watching episodes of Happy Appy, and the library is my only hope spot. Thanks to that figure, I'm not even going to research this show anymore. After I destroyed the badge and letter, I'm going to close down this blog. Or better yet, I should kill that fucker for what he did. I don't give a damn if I break the law and get sent to jail. Whoever the figure is has to pay for what he's done to me. However, I'm not sure if the figure burned down my house. I didn't see the figure near my house, so it could have just been a chimney or electrical fire. You know what? Forget what I said about closing down the blog and killing the figure. I'm going to treat the fire like it was natural and keep researching the show. Don't expect me to act nicely in the following months, though.
What? Like, oh my god.
I'm going to quit this blog and get on revenge. Actually, maybe it was an accident. Fuck that.
That's just a whole lot of nothing.
That's just like the writer's just like, oh man, like I'm done for this. But wait, actually I gotta keep writing this blog. Second thought, no.
And it's not even that he edited it. He just fucking kept writing.
No, yeah, exactly.
He just kept writing. He's just fucking writing stream of consciousness.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's a commentary on, like, some blogs. Hey-oh. But at the same time, no.
No, it's not that
It's not.
smart.
It's not that smart at all.
All right, so June 28th, 2011. Now, this is one of the entries that I had read on the Creepypasta wiki, and I remember the divergence here. So he moves into a trailer park. He mentions that, this is where he mentions Jim Forrester is probably the Jim that Christensen mentioned in the interview. So I'm going to say, in the True Vision, he says he moves into a mobile home or in the trailer park to get away, or like In the original one, he says, I bought a new house that's fireproof.
I like how you remembered exactly what he did. Because
I remember it because it was fucking
fireproof
stupid.
bit.
Like, I don't, again, like, this is one of those things where I think somebody told him, was like, that sounded so unrealistic. It's like, alright, well, he bought a place at a trailer home. That's a little bit more affordable.
Yeah, and nowhere in this, let's see, I'm not the richest man in the neighborhood. This will have to do until I have money to buy a proper house.
I gotta do some more crime solving to make some money.
So let's see. So he talks to Jim Forrester, and Jim Forrester just fucking like he calls Jim Forrester. Jim Forrester's like, oh yeah, I have he actually remembered Happy Appy, and it's the one that you mentioned in Kevin's interview. Turns out he has a bunch of episodes I didn't have on the DVD. Turns out the most violent episodes were at the end of the season. So he just knows Jim Forrester, knows a bunch of people related to this, and Jim Forrester just has all of the episodes.
Yep.
So he sends a disc with clips of the show. He just sends a disc with clips of the show. He just does this.
Yep.
Well, the blog's gotta keep going.
Yeah. So Jim sent me a disc with fragments of the Happy episodes. Here are the contents of the disc. So we get into a rundown of clips from the show. So there's a clip from an episode where Happy Appy teaches a kid that is having a hard time doing math homework, and so he sings a song that's full of like random arithmetic. Let's see. Clip 2 is full of random violent clips from multiple episodes. Kids are missing their families and start crying very loudly. Happy Appy and the other kids show up and calm them down. Then he walks into an abandoned office building. He has a quote-unquote greedy look on his face. He walks out later carrying money bags, and the kids are crying for help again. Clip 3. Happy Appy gives a kid a bandage and then injects him with a green fluid that knocks him out, drags him inside the van, and the sound of a chainsaw can be heard. DVD ends.
Oh my god. Why did Jim have this?
I don't know.
Like, also, why is he not number one suspect of, like,
Happy Apple murder?
Yeah. Oh, god damn it. Do we get, like, what the killer, what the weird figure's name is?
Yes,
yet,
we do.
He's nicknamed him?
Do you want to know more about the encounter with that figure? First, it turns out he was at the library, so I got out of there. However, about Kleiner, though, I thought Harold was actually someone who looked like him. I gave him a nickname. It's Forensic, which is better than calling him the figure. I didn't come up with the name, though. I found a scrap of paper on my desk that said Forensic.
Bullshit. In my version, he came up with the name himself, and he spelt it incorrectly because poor literacy is cool. Thank you, Lakara.
Yes. Forensic's name is spelled Forenzik.
Yep. And
he seemed to have fingers with claws. I don't mean he had retractable claws. I mean his fingers looked like they were very sharp. I also got a look at how he ran. He's hunchbacked. He's about 6'9". I don't have a picture of him yet. So at this point, Forensic is like a weird monster.
Yeah, he's a creepypasta entity, like in himself.
He's a giant hunchbacked skinny figure with long fingers that turn into claws. Like,
yep, the claws.
The claws. All right. So let's see.
He's a Slender Man parallel.
Yeah. I think maybe like
kind of, a little bit. He's a cross between Slender Man and Rake.
He's trying to be the boogeyman.
He's the slender. Yeah.
He's a boogeyman figure.
He's the Slender Rake.
Sorry.
So let's see.
Oh god.
So. July 14th, Jim Forrester comes to us with more plot information. Trestanier, who played Happy Appy, who I think has a different name in the original one, but he's called Trestanier in this. He was killed by some slashes across his chest, one of which opened his heart. It was 3 slashes. Even though the police...
Just like the CD! Sorry.
Even though the police marked it as a murder by a bladed weapon, I think Forensic killed Tristan. Jim said it looked like sharp claws because it slashed through the rib cage. And then he says, I need to look into Fry House Screamers.
Yeah, and we'll touch on that after.
There's a
Happy Appy. Yes, it's not that long.
It's really
also,
not that long.
I have some beef with that fucking thing. Because holy shit.
All right. So
sorry, continue.
Right. So July 15th, Jim gets another DVD full of Happy Appy episodes. One of them is the green fluids needle one, and the part of the Happy Appy movie. The disc is really dirty. So July 17th, we get a breakdown of everything. Happy Appy stabs a kid with the fluid needle, and then it goes to a plane crash, and that's where we get to the kids crying about their family and the money bags thing. Cuts to a playground. Let's see. It cuts to a playground and went along like normal until, here you go. He's playing on the playground with some kids. It went along like normal until his skin peeled off, revealing a rotten apple core. It looked like an orange peeler was being used on him. The skin landed on a boy's head, covering his face like a blanket. The kid had no reaction to Happy Appy's skin being peeled like it never happened. After a minute of Happy's skin on the kid's head, the episode ends. So, Happy, I don't know what the fuck. I can't visualize this scene with the clay puppet. Happy Appy is like.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Happy Appy being anything other than like a fucking 4-foot tall apple costume.
Yeah, exactly.
What is an orange peeler?
You haven't seen orange? It's a real thing. It's got a little thing on the end, and it digs into the orange, and you cut into it, and you can go all the way around the orange and just pull the peel off, nice and easy. It's not a common thing because
I thought that was called your thumb.
You can do it with your thumb. An orange peeler is just a lot easier and doesn't end up with your thumb smelling like oranges all day.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not a very common thing because your thumb is a lot cheaper because you have it.
Yeah. Also, $8 for a fucking... Are you fucking serious? Yes, I did look it up. And the shopping on Google, a Chez and Seal peel is $8.99 from Bed Bath & Beyond.
Thanks, Bed Bath.
Oh, man.
Maybe it came from the Beyond section.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so then we go to... there's the math song, the second episode. Math song happens. A kid gets burned by a Bunsen burner, and Happy Appy, Happy Appy delivers a moral, let me think. Never play with a Bunsen burner without adult supervision. If you don't, you might get hurt like Eddie here. And then he puts an ice pack on Eddie's burn, and Eddie is happy. And then... a bully tells a kid his art project is stupid, and Happy then talks to the kid and tells him never to give up on his dreams. So then we have a clip from part of the Happy Appy movie. Happy is driving down the road, and a kid throws a rock, and his car swerves and crashes into a ditch. A real car is used. The car catches on fire. The kids run to the car, and the soundtrack changes to a reversed version of the John Lennon song Revolution Number 9, while Happy Appy screams for help. So this has become this weird Dadaist art project.
Hey, Dr. Leviathan, it's another one that describes a song.
But I'll say that this one...
Sorry.
I'll say this one gives the title of a song, so at least you have something to fucking go off of.
Yeah.
And then a kid... Sorry.
So Ben Drown did do that, technically.
It said this song played in reverse and that kind of stuff, yeah. So let's see. Kids run to the burning car and they start trying to pull him out, saying to grab his hat, and this is an important point for some reason. And then Happy is they point to his stem that is covered in bloody teeth, which proceeds to scream like, proceeds to scream like Mike Shank in American Movie.
What?
I don't know. I have not seen that movie. I don't know that scene.
Neither have I. I've never.
I meant to look that up before we did this. I can't remember, but so let's see. Happy Appy's body is so Happy Appy is burnt and scarred and bleeding, and his eye is hanging out of his socket. And then Happy collapses and dies while screaming to weird sci-fi noises. So there's a funeral. Cut to 10 years later, a girl's talking with her mother. Dad comes home, kills the mom with a knife, tears off his skin, and it's Happy Appy from the car crash who kills the daughter. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Movie ends with Happy Appy standing over the dead family and smiling. A lot of weird music happening. And then there's, combination of Revolution Number 9 and Napoleon's 14. They're coming to take me away. And then a narrator says, his stomach was in 2 today. There were 2, and there is none now. He's there. He's getting next to his sister with all he knows. And finally, he ceased to work in the underworld. And guess what the narrator was talking over? He was talking over Happy Appy, a bloody scalpel in one hand, X-Acto knife in the other. They pan down to the skies. Happy Appy was under like a magic trick episode and stopped at the hand of the skin, which had cut marks on it. The episode ended. So, this is the first of many times...
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know... I couldn't visualize anything you just said.
Again,
Like,
it's mentioned that Happy Appy's a fucking clay apple, but like, yeah, I don't know how this was supposed to, like, it's a fucking clay apple on a stick that is,
and yet, like, sometimes
it's
he has a trench coat on. And, like,
yeah, he's got a trench coat on. He wears it's like fucking Looney Tunes, where like he's wearing this giant costume that he rips off, and
I don't know.
This
is, like, audience, if you're as confused as we are about this rundown, join the club, because this whole story is kind of like that. Listening to us doing the rundown is like reading Happy Appy. I almost said Crappy Appy.
Oh man, sick burn.
Oh, anyways.
Right.
It's...
I don't know. July 23rd.
Yeah.
Someone sends the narrator the first part of the Happy Appy movie. So there's fans of the blog that are now sending him things that as he needs them.
Oh god.
Or maybe it's forensic.
Oh man, maybe it is. Surprises. Surprises. All right.
I call myself a fan.
All right, so someone sends him the thing. I asked them to email it to me. First half is the carnival. It starts with the carnival theme, and then Happy's on a hospital bed dying of some disease, and there's a whole weird claymation surgery scene that goes on for hours. And Happy Appy is, again, Napoleon 14's They're Coming to Take Me Away is playing in the background. So I like to think about this as like a weird montage scene, like over a time-lapse, but it says it goes on for an hour.
I can't imagine him doing this, like, saying, like, oh, well, like, this went on for hours. No, literally, the DVD was, like, hours long.
Yeah. And then Happy Appy says something about friendship and hugs the kids, and then there's a title card of 3 months later, which goes to Happy Appy dying in the car crash. Yeah. So, let's see. So 7/24, July 24th, Happy Appy, a VHS tape is sent in from a follower in Seattle. It's called Happy the Hospital Doctor. Happy's running through a hospital while Amazing Grace plays. Let's see. Yeah, so... Oh yeah, and it's the tape. Okay, a point of view shot of him running through the hospital while a choir sings "Amazing Grace." I knew what "Amazing Grace" was about because of a choir experience. I was prepared for anything related to death. He's dancing. He's on his metal stick, doing his death smile. Quote, for a long time.
I thought it was a point of view shot. Whose point of view if it's not Happy Appy's?
Yeah.
I don't even.
I can't. I just can't.
I don't understand what this show is.
I'm kind of thinking like I'm trying to visualize that, and the best I can come up with in my head is like a camera view of his face as he's running down hallways, like a GoPro kind of thing.
Yeah, or one of those. Yeah, or some.
Or like a selfie stick.
Or fucking.
Happy Appy was filmed before selfie sticks. Oh my god, he tells the future.
Oh my god.
No. Fuck.
Happy Appy was made in the future, which was sent to the back of the past that became our present. And then Amazing Grace ends in an ambience that plays louder and louder as the camera zooms in on him doing his quote-unquote death smile. Happy Appy goes to a nurse pushing some body bags on stretchers and asks if he can help. And let's see. Oh yeah, hello, Mrs. Nurse. Can I help these people? The nurse says, "Happy, they're dead. They won't come back." And then he turns around and does another death smile and says something that is more disturbing than the natural scene and the staring scenes. Remember, kids, you will all die someday, and I won't be there to help you. And the narrator takes points to tell us again, tells us how disturbed he was by this. Let's see. So, July 28th, Jim told me that there was a fire had ravaged the studio that filmed Happy Appy. Okay, yeah. So this is where he's talking about. He's driving on the I-5, which is where, putting together with Seattle and Aberdeen, I figured out that this is in Washington State. He drives 20 hours to reach the studio, which was totally abandoned. Let's see, and then there were. Then this proceeds like an adventure game. You enter a lobby. There is heavily damaged by fire. You find 2 rooms that are seemingly undamaged. Check room A. The storage door room is locked. Go south. Check room B. You find yourself on the soundstage the size of a football field. It contains only a burned camera and cloth with bloodstains on it. You can hear male laughter in the set. And let's see. Then he pushed burnt desk in front of door. The door is barricaded. Go to storage room. Break lock. The lock is easily broken. You find a storage room. It contains some props, some film reels, and a safe that has been melted to the floor. He melted the safe, but not the tape.
Yep.
There's a scrap of cloth in the other room, but a safe is melted to the floor in this one?
Yep.
This room is undamaged by fire, by the way.
Wait.
So, wait, this entire blog was written by someone who doesn't understand how fire works? Awesome!
Basically.
We are in competent hands, folks.
Yes. So let's see. Goes to the storage room again. The soundstage has been lit on fire, quote, by some vandal. So the narrator decides to head out after checking for more artifacts, which the storage room didn't have. And then Gerasim says, why is Forensic so determined to kill me that he would set fire to an entire TV studio? And it's like, no, because if he's capable of killing you, he'd kill you with the fucking claws he has, you fucking clod.
And why did he set fire to a film studio that you weren't even in?
And then he set fire to it again, and he set fire to the room you're not in.
Yeah.
It's like...
I also burned down your house again, fucker.
Little man loves fire.
Christ.
All right, so let's see.
Yep.
So August 1st, he gets to breaking the lock on the safe.
Wait, hang on. Did he he actually did grab the melted
He grabbed the melted
safe that was melted to the floor.
Yes. I'm guessing it's like a fire.
But it wasn't stuck to the
floor? All I can guess is that it's a fire safe. Like, it's not a big one.
That's kind of what I visualize, because I can't visualize an Acme metal safe. That was my initial fucking safe.
Also, apparently
depiction.
this safe has a padlock on it or something.
I've been picturing it in puddle form on the floor.
Yeah, that's what I was visioning too. Like half puddle on the floor, just metal.
Oh no, completely puddle.
Oh, okay.
It's even better that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more ridiculous, which really helps me get through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he opens the melted puddle of the safe. The contents were one thing, and that was Happy Appy's puppet doing the death smile. Even though I don't really want to own him, I'll keep the puppet in case it gives me more to find out about the show's history. The tapes weren't anything special. They were just Happy Appy's episodes in a higher quality than the DVD. So
the master tapes.
Yeah, basically. Except they're on I don't actually know how masters are set up for TV shows, so I'm not going to say anything about that. So let's see. August 2nd, he takes a look at the puppet. The arm is broken off, one of the eyes is replaced, and the leaf is broken. The back includes a smudged property of Nickelodeon Studios and owned by, and that part's too smudged out. The tapes obtained at the scene are stuff from the DVDs, but no post-production.
What if they had to film the back of Happy Appy? Now they've got this big ugly I'm sorry.
Apparently they never did. Happy Appy just always faced the camera. He's like fucking Mickey Mouse's ears.
Oh God. That's fucking terrifying.
They had him on a gyro mount that followed the camera at all times.
Jesus.
So let's see. So also the tapes which he somehow played, they have no post production, and all of the future predictions are missing, which is the first time these are mentioned in like 10 entries. Let's see. August 4th. I was getting the mail at night. I found Forensic looking at me from the garage. This time, however, I finally took a picture of him, and it's incredibly blurry, and like Forensic looks like a fucking like gray alien.
Yeah, it looks like the "Don't be afraid," Mr. Burns from that Simpsons episode.
It's fucking nuts.
I bring you love. It brings us love. Kill it.
Break its legs.
No, we can give his, break his legs so we can't get away.
Is that love between a man and a woman, or love between
a man and a fine Cuban cigar?
I bring you love. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
All right. Let's see. Unlike regular times where Forensic has Happy's death smile on his mask, so we learned that he wears a mask. He had a frown on his mask. I wondered why he wore a frowning mask this time until I smashed and burned the Happy Appy puppet, because I think it's powering Forensic. I could be wrong, though, which is probably true. I kept the tapes as they're good enough to keep.
I'm sorry, I'm taking a drink for that. Oh my God! I just love like his own condescending, contradicting, like thought form like process of writing. It's just
Am I a
it's
fucking
magical.
moron? Yes, I am.
Like it's just. Are you okay over there, Matt?
I'm good.
This
I'm great.
Complete encounter was missing from my version. Thank fuck.
Also,
Or at least I think it was. I don't know. I think this might have been where I started glossing over the encounters in the episode.
Oh yeah, no. I had to take. The only way I was able to pay attention to this is by like just taking notes, like just summarizing this shit like I was fucking reading a college textbook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like.
So let's see. So August 15th, the Happy Appy puppet comes back, even though it was destroyed and burned. So it.
So this is like the only true supernatural thing we encounter in this entire the true version of this.
Yes, and also
or the true vision.
This plot is immediately dropped.
Yep.
Let's see. So it's a repeat of. So he has nightmares. He gets a repeat of the 9/11 episode of Happy Appy, except it's Freedom Tower that's hit, which actually wasn't finished being constructed yet. But description of bystanders and stuff. The narrator, he's scared. He sees an apple. Let's see. He's. Oh yeah, there we go. I see the Freedom Tower being hit by a large airliner. They're running and praying to God. I remember right next to me was an apple tree, which oddly had not been knocked over by debris. On the pavement, there was an apple that had presumably been broken off the tree. I almost took a bite out of it. However, I noticed Forensic was watching me from a bush. As I bit the apple, it grew a mouth and began screaming. I threw the apple to the pavement, which injured it more. As soon as it hit the ground, Forensic disappeared from the bush. As the scream from the apple grew louder, fires from Freedom Tower kept flaming on until the thing collapsed. So yeah. It seems like Happy Appy and Forensic are the only things I can think about anymore. Thanks to them, I'm going insane. I can't... Oh, there we go. I can't see fruits without thinking about Happy Appy in any way. Thankfully, though, I don't think about Happy Appy when I see a vegetable, unless it's an episode involving a vegetable clay puppets.
Man, it's a good thing Happy Appy never crossed over with VeggieTales.
Oh, man. Man, I fucking wish Happy Appy was a VeggieTales Lost episode. That would have.
Oh my God!
That would have made it so much.
Sense.
Yeah, it would have fucking.
I'm adding that to my what would have made this better list.
If it was tied to some existing IP, that made a fucking lick of sense. Let's see. Secondly, I fear tall and skinny people a lot more than I used to. Mainly because of Forensic and how he's very tall and skinny. When I see a playground...
Wait, more so than he already did?
I guess.
Is that what you said?
Yes. I fear tall and skinny people more than I used to. Mainly because of Forensic and how he's very tall and skinny. And when I see a playground,
I can understand
imagine Happy Appy in that dark, plant-filled, abandoned corner of the playground, doing the death smile and looking like he's ready to murder every child. I regret researching this show. I've learned more about Fright House Screamers, but it's not related to Happy Appy as I thought it would be.
I'm going to call bullshit on that, but we'll get back to that later.
Oh man! And then I went to look for August 16th. I went to look for Happy Appy on the TV. Even though it sounds idiotic to look for a show on a channel that it's been banned from, it's worth a shot. I woke up to Nick Jr. and watched shows for Happy Appy. It all went well playing Dora the Explorer and Yo Gabba Gabba. And when a bumper aired, a woman's voice said, "And now we have something very special to show you. Please welcome for the first time in a decade, Happy Appy." I was excited and thought it was going to be a new episode, but it was the school episode. I was still elated from seeing an episode of Happy Appy on air. I had a major question. Why did the episode air? Did a new employee mistakenly air the episode without knowing the history of Happy Appy? Or did someone deliberately air them? And if someone did air them deliberately, why did they? Was it Retro Day at Nick Jr. and they allowed a showing of Happy Appy just once? Or did someone find out about my research blog and to help they aired an episode that I already fucking talked about?
And they couldn't have known I was going to watch.
Yeah. Also, I kind of like to think that, like, when he found out that it was on, he was just like, "Yeah!" Just, like, clapping and just, like cross-legged in front of the TV.
Filled his fucking cereal.
Exactly. With cereal and, like, a juice box in hand. Apple juice, of course.
Yeah, it's so... it's like, he just needs something to happen, and it does.
Yeah. Like, again, it's another clue or another thing that's tied to Happy Appy that's just handed to him on a silver platter when the plot needs it.
Oh, yeah, and then he makes an...
end.
Sorry.
Oh, no, he just said, "I need this to end."
So, let's see. So, and then he makes another post where he makes an episode list and makes a promise to post an update every day. So, this was made on August 16th. So, our next entry is on August 18th. So, he has already broken that promise. He finds a video on YouTube of a breakdancing Happy Appy that was an ad for Happy Appy. Let me find the ending of it because it's.
Was it really an ad though?
After that, it said "Watch Happy Appy every Monday at 8 a.m." and it ended. I know it isn't an episode, but it's a cute thing I saw.
What the fuck? Like, okay, like he is trying to make a creepypasta or like a freaky vlog, right? And then he just throws in these, like, random, like, "Oh, this is kind of cute. Let's put this in." Like, the fuck?
This is one of the other few entries I read from the original, and this is pretty much unedited.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. Forensic apparently broke into his blog and wrote a draft post specifically to him. I don't know how he got in here. I'm guessing he used the keylogger, but anything's possible. Hello there, my good friends. How are you feeling today? Good, because Jerasim is not here today. Instead, you'll be getting a post from his favorite friend, Forensic. Life's pretty good where I'm standing. I've killed a lot of people now. This year alone, I killed Kevin Christensen and Christian Ye. That's amazing, isn't it? Well, just you wait. Once I'm done with Jim Forrester, I'll kill Jerasim. And it ain't gonna be pretty. What will I use to kill him? Will it be a good old knife to the head? Or maybe I'll pick a slow, painful torture. I might not mentally scar him, but it is in the question. Oh, the possibilities are endless. But now the question I answer, what will I do with Jerasim's body? Will I... And then it cuts off mid-sentence. And I like that. It ends here. Why did he leave off? Did his internet break down? He's
being threatened with murder, and that's the first thing that comes to mind. Is why did it leave off there? Did he have to leave?
I don't know. So anyway, this is where we fucking find out that the narrator's name is Jerasim, which is I found as a Russian name. I can't remember.
How long are we into this blog?
We're like 40% of the way through.
Holy shit! That's it. It's gonna be okay there, Doctor.
We are going to get through this faster than actually reading the story will take. I guarantee you.
That is true.
So let's see. August 24th. There's another YouTube channel that uploaded another interview. This time with Jim Forrester. He worked on... I don't know why he mentions Jim Forrester worked on scripts for Happy Appy. Like, we've already been introduced to Jim Forrester.
Yeah, we know who Jim... Well, that's another thing with this, is that, like, he goes back and forth. Like, he backtracks a lot in this fucking story.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm guessing this is an artifact of the True Vision, which these interview segments were part of another blog originally, and I guess he just didn't edit them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Interviewer, were you one of the scriptwriters for Happy Appy? Unfortunately, yes. Do you know what happened to Happy Appy? Well, we actually managed to pull off a thing in a third of the first season just fine, with no complaints whatsoever. We were all ready to begin the other 2/3 when we were canceled. Why was the show canceled? An accident happened. Wait, what? An accident happened? What kind of accident could have caused the show's cancellation? During a break, we were trying to get some during the break we did to get employees some resting time, we made a joke episode for fun. In the episode, we had 2 smoldering towers which were on fire. You know, looking at it now, it reminds me way too much of 9/11. The episode was aired because someone managed to sneak a tape and broadcast it on Noggin. And poof, the show was canceled. Good riddance. You know who broadcasted it is? No. The only person I think could broadcast it is, I forgot. It's been 10 years, you know. I can understand, Jim. Anyway, here's the last question. Who is the director of the show? I don't know who the director was as well, but I can tell you one thing. He's most likely dead.
All right.
Thanks, Jim. I don't know.
Good work there.
I don't know what the point of this post was. Like, the narrator talks to fucking Jim Forrester. He could have just asked him.
Yeah. I don't, like, again, this is another thing, like, I actually, like, dig these interviews if they were done separately from the story. Like, they could have been interesting little artifacts for a better creepypasta. Or for a better story.
A lot of this story contains a lot of elements that would have been...
a little, like, microscopic nuggets that could have been used better elsewhere.
Also, I just emptied my second bottle of Strongbow.
That's okay, I'm almost done my second tall can. So
nice. So let's see.
Yep.
Yeah. So August 28th. We let's see. Fucking August 27th. Sorry. Narrator finds a torrent of an episode called Mean Miranda / Happy's Van Breaks. Which I guess is, well, 2 episodes. Mean Miranda. There's a girl named Miranda that bullies kids, and Happy tells the kids how to deal with bullies. Eventually gets tired of Miranda's shit and tries to run her over with his van, but the credits cut before the van hits her. Happy's van breaks. Happy's giving a bandage to a kid when the van starts spewing smoke. He steals a toolbox and starts working on the van. And the kid kicks a soccer ball at Happy and he beats him to death with a wrench. Happy fixes the van and the mechanic gets angry and breaks the engine. And so Happy chases the mechanic from point of view and stabs him to death with a screwdriver.
Yeah, so this suddenly goes from being like Blue's Clues-y / the puppet on the streets kind of thing to a like a Halloween-esque like point of view shot of like from the first couple of scenes of Halloween where he's just chasing down the victim.
Although
this does like a slasher
that does fit into the theme that we'll discuss later of how this story just blatantly like rips off scenes from other more popular things.
From better stuff.
Yeah.
Like this entire fucking blog.
Okay, so let's see. August 28th, he gets a projector to watch the film reels, which I do. How the fuck did he... Yeah, so he watches them again. So there's some differences. In the healing scene, the apple is replaced with a tomato. I don't know.
Okay.
There's another song, and Happy goes to school, and some of the things are shorter. And then, again, guess who I saw today? It was Forensic, as usual. Unlike most times, I got a good look at his face. To put it shortly, he might be a human. Might be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see. So he finds a making of Happy Appy segment on a torrent. This is September 2nd now. Happy Appy, there's nothing mentioned about the making of in this making of segment. Let me see. It was about 30 minutes long. It showed the making of a new episode that was released called Happy Meets the Roo Bears. So, for anybody who isn't familiar with Aphex Twin,
I don't know who the Roo Bears are.
So, for anybody who isn't familiar with Aphex Twin, there's a song called Rhubarb Donkey. The music video of which features these guys in giant teddy bear costumes, but the face is cut out, and there's just this, like, cardboard mask of, like, a really weird, like, sinister smile. And the music video is just these, like, weird teddy bear things dancing around in slow motion in, like, various different settings. And those became known by fans as the Roo Bears. And so this episode is called Happy Appy Meets the Roo Bear, where Happy Appy does a crossover with Aphex Twin. According to a worker, the episode would have been somewhere in Season 2. Here's where it happens, according to the clips shown, and nothing is said to us about how this show's made. Happy Appy's in the playground where he sees a Roo Bear running around. Happy asks who he is. The Roo Bear does not respond. And then Richard, who is the main guy from Aphex Twin, shows up in his long limo from Window Licker. I can't remember much about the Window Licker song, but the music video for it is 11 minutes long because the first 5 minutes are like this comedy sketch that follows these two like assholes driving around their car and like hitting on women. And then there's a point where they pull over, they're hitting on this woman, and then this fucking like this giant stretched limousine hits their car and pushes them out of frame. And when I say like stretched limousine, it's like, do you remember like the bad guy ship from Spaceballs? Like that just goes on for like 9 minutes. Like that's what the fucking Window Licker limo is. Like it's just looping of this limo that just goes on for like 20 seconds.
Oh my god. Also, another thing for Aphex Twins, if for some reason our fan or whoever's listening to this has never heard of them, Rubber Johnny is by the same people, I believe, right?
Yep, Rubber Johnny's an Aphex Twin thing, and that's the most fucking disturbing video I've ever seen.
Yep.
That is the only music video that has given me nightmares.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the only thing I've actually seen of the Aphex Twins. I've never actually seen anything else.
Yeah, it's just Aphex Twin. Sometimes the Aphex Twin. Yeah. There's also, you might know the other song called "Come to Daddy." That's like the main line from it is "I want your soul." But if you don't, then you weren't familiar with so anyway, he talks about this, and the Roo Bear goes around helping kids. And to be honest, I don't think Aphex Twin in a kids show is as weird as, say, Jack Black on Sesame Street. That's just me, though.
I beg to differ.
Let's see. So there's
I'm pretty sure Jack Black is tame compared to Aphex.
Yeah, no, he's very child friendly.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I don't know. So let's see. There's a bunch of things. So September 3rd, there's an incomplete fan restoration of an episode called Camp Ah. It starts with the intro as always, but there's some differences. For instance, Happy Appy didn't start with the dance in the intro, but it started two new characters, sort of like the CSI intro.
Wow.
So there's Happy Appy himself, a man in a ski mask called Napoleon, and a boy named Danny. Danny will come up a lot in the rest of the story.
Yep. Whatever happened to Nathan? Wasn't that like it sounded like he was going to be like a recurring kid character.
Who was Nathan?
And then they just kind of dropped him.
I don't even remember Nathan.
It was like Nathan needs help or something like that.
Oh yeah. He showed up. I don't know.
One of the early episodes.
He got dropped like all the rest of the plots.
He got killed.
Yeah, he died. He walked upstairs with a basketball, and then his plane was shot down over the Korean, and the tail spun in. Add some new characters. Napoleon is a dude in a ski mask and is hit as very likely forensic. Also, the show, for Season 2, the show includes more like puppets of fruit. No kids are really injured or helped or anything, nor is there a moral to the show. And there's like a beach bully that shows up, and yeah. Happy Appy does not have an IMDb page. Some people are mistaking it for a show called Happy Apple. I don't know why people would think it was related to Happy Appy. Happy Apple was the rarely used full title of Happy Appy. When used, I mean rarely used, like in a TV guide preview. But on the Happy Apple, it's from 1980s. How can you confuse a TV show from the 80s with an insurance company with a noggin TV show from the 1990s that has imagery of 9/11? Don't even get me started on Appaloosa horses. Just don't.
Okay. We're not going to.
I don't.
Moving on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read that and I was like, okay, let's just keep reading this.
All right, so there's a September 4th. He starts decoding a sound clip, which is pulled from one of the earlier episodes. I just heard static with noises there. I tried reversing it and changing the pitch and doing a bunch of bullshit to it. And then you can hear the sound of Happy laughing and then screaming, and then you can hear someone else laughing in the background. September 5th, Jerasim does some Googling and finds out from someone that Happy Appy... Let's see. Someone from Happy Appy wants to meet him, so he drives out to meet them, but it turns out it was a cat's paw, and Forensic is waiting to kill him. He was checking his watch. He was a human! What the fuck? Alright, Forensic is apparently just a super underweight guy wearing a baby mask, waiting for Jerasim to show. There's also a van, similar to the one from Happy Appy. It's a fucking 96 Aerostar. Let's see, September 6th, I decided to watch the 9/11 episode of Happy Appy because it's almost September 11th. When it played, I heard the whining noise from the background in the famous scene and recognized it as a much quieter version of the decoded sound I played 2 days ago. I don't know why it's in there, but I don't imagine what else could match that audio clip. September 7th, he has a revelation at the grocery store. He realized what the other voice of the clip sounds like. It sounds like Forensic, who we've never heard talk. So let's see. I don't know why he would fight with an inanimate clay apple. And then he comes back. God. As he comes back from grocery shopping, he finds out that Forensic broke into his house and tried to steal something. The cops saw him leave, and they headed out after a thin figure, which dropped a gun and something red. The something red was nothing other than the Happy Appy puppet with some dirt on it. I could have sworn I saw Happy Appy's mouth moving, but I was so freaked out I wasn't sure if it was moving or not. It occurred to me that this figurine was the one I owned. Forensic must have broken into my house. Before the police came back, I got in my car and went home. Thankfully, it was unscathed, but one of the windows was opened. I got in and closed the window and looked for the puppet, which I put in the living room. It was nowhere to be found. Yeah, it was on the fucking street. After I write this boast and go to bed, I'm buying a nice knife as soon as I can.
Yep.
So Jerasim, this is the beginning of Jerasim just like accumulating weapons that are just accumulating weapons.
And that are never going to really be used at all, because...
Yeah, because of convenience. I'm not sure how... Let's see, the episode... Okay, so September 9th. Let's see, he wonders more about the Happy Appy voice clip, and there's some good news about Forensic. To quote the newspaper, a crazed maniac was arrested last night after a robbery from a firearms store, a home break-in, and use of firearms without a permit, linkage to various murders and evading arrest. So, Forensic was arrested and went to jail. And apparently robbed a firearms store, which is like the stupidest thing you could do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know a good place to rob. Let's go to that place with all the guns. So let's see.
Clearly, that'll make sense.
So let's see. Tomorrow's going to be the 10th year since 9/11. Oh joy. I'm not going to post because tomorrow will be September 11th. So then September 11th he posts... Let's see. Yeah, September 11th he posts. He finds a bunch of files that were left on his computer by Forensic. There's also there's a bunch of weird MS Paint drawings that are all super ominous, and one of them is just a picture of Forensic with "I'll find you" written around it. And then there's a notepad file that's full of that's just fucking full of gibberish.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, it's just the words. Yeah. And oh yeah, another weird encrypted message that never gets decoded. And then there's a sound clip with industrial sounds of someone begging for help before it cuts to static. So Forensic killed somebody. So even though Forensic went to jail, he's still around. So let's see, September 12th, which is one of the longest fucking entries in this thing. It starts with, today is one of the worst days I ever had, but at the same time, it was also one of the best.
Oh, fuck, it's this one.
It's
Okay,
this one.
awesome.
So let's see, Jerasim is driving home from night and spots Forensic trying to break into his house again, so he hits him with his car. And then Forensic leads him on a long chase through the woods to an abandoned summer camp. The John Wilkinson summer camp. Jerasim gives us an info dump that the camp opened in 1996 and ran until its owner's schizophrenia caused him to kill a bunch of campers with an axe, and then he disappeared into the woods and has never been seen again.
Hold on, hang on 1 second. Why are we not reading a creepypasta about this summer camp?
I don't know.
Like, and the situation that happened before it.
I don't know.
I read that part.
Because you picked Happy Appy.
Touche, Dr. Leviathan.
Yeah.
This is all your fault.
Alright, sorry, continue.
Let's see.
This is all my fault. I'm sorry, everybody.
So, in classic horror movie tropes, Jerasim decides to go into this abandoned summer camp alone in the middle of the night with a crazed murderer. He finds there are 4 cabins labeled A, B, C, and D. A, he finds that it's deteriorating and has an axe on the wall. Quote, obviously, since an axe is a better weapon than a knife, I took it. Then I went to B and axed the door down. It was the same as A minus the axe. C was the same. D, which I don't know why it wasn't the first one he checked, has a generator connected and the lights are turned on. I was horrified by what I saw. There was Kevin Christensen, Tristan Ye, and Miranda all hung up by meat hooks. Forensic sneaks up behind him and asks him in, quote, an East Coast accent if he likes his trophies. And then Forensic...
Wait, what? What is an East Coast accent?
I fucking don't know. I can't tell if he's supposed to be Jersey
Is
or...
it like a Boston accent?
Yeah, I can't tell if he's supposed to be like from Jersey
yeah.
or New England. Like, those are the two things I can think of. I think it's a New Jersey accent because he talks like, well, since you asked, forensic will tell you what he did. Like, although it could be a Boston accent too. Like, it all depends on the intonation.
I think Boston maybe, but yeah, we honestly, it's an irrelevant detail to this thing.
So anyway, Forensic decides to monologue about his plan. He killed Kevin Christensen because Kevin Christensen called him retarded. He killed Tristan Ye because he was the voice of Happy Appy's voice. He was the voice of Happy Appy, and he was also rude. Who told you about Tristan's death? Was it Jim Forrester? Well, I guess you report on the deaths of the Happy Appy cast. And just like, I don't fucking know what is happening. And then he killed Miranda because she was mean. Happy and I killed her after the episode. And yet her body's in the same condition as everybody else. So all the bodies are mutilated in the same way. There's 3 slash marks around the chest, and the face is chopped off. The faces are pinned up to, look like they're laughing. All right, the skin's chopped off their face, and they're given like a fucking Glasgow smile. Then Forensic pushes Jim to look at the bodies. Jersey asks about the sound file. Oh, that was me just killing Tristan. I don't know why, but I like to record people's cries when I kill them. Then Forensic tries to...
I'm just sick like that.
Forensic tries to kill Jerasim, and Jerasim easily chops off one of his arms with an axe. Then, while Forensic is down, he runs out, grabs a gas can, and pours it all over the house to burn it down. But Forensic grabs the axe and a big bag of weapons and runs into the woods with only one arm. And Jerasim just burns down the cabin anyway. Thanks. Way to go, fucking detective.
Jerry.
Way to destroy all the evidence, you fucking idiot.
Yep. Also, does he end up actually calling the cops at all on this?
No.
You know, those cops that he is
that's later. That's later.
Okay.
I felt very satisfying to destroy Forensic's hideout in the same way he destroyed my house. So Forensic had missing an arm and bleeding heavily, got up and ran out carrying a big bag of weapons. So let's see. September 13th, Jerasim tries to tell the cops that he works for about what just happened, but none of them believe him except for Robert Newport. He takes a month off. Let's see. So next October 19th. Hey guys, I'm back. I'll let you know that any rumors regarding my break are false. I didn't see Forensic during the break, which made my life easier. I'll try to find all the episodes of Happy Appy. I promise. Signed, Jerasim. October 21st. October 21st. He finds a Happy Appy tape at a flea market called Happy Appy Goes to the Circus.
I'm sorry, I have to interject here. Isn't the arm isn't it a prosthetic arm?
No, that's not mentioned in this one.
No, in this one he actually cuts off an arm.
In mine,
it was a prosthetic.
No, it's an arm, and then I think it was the very next post, but it might have been a couple of posts. It's okay, folks. It was just a prosthetic arm.
He tried to dumb down the gore?
He retconned it.
Oh, god damn it.
And at this point, because, I mean, at this point, I've taken a lot of shit from this one fucking story. But that was the straw. No, that was the anvil that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
That was when I rage quit this thing and then picked it back up and went back to it because that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, like, also, I love, like, this is the other one part of this that makes no sense to me. This story suddenly just backtracks from its escalation of, like, you just fought, in quotes, a serial killer and destroyed his lair, but now you're going back and reading Happy Appy, like, you're going back and watching these videos that you're finding of a kid's show.
As opposed to following the obvious blood trail.
Yeah, or just following up on, like, tracking down the serial killer. Like, it just makes no fucking goddamn sense.
Whoa.
To go back in that.
Don't bring that word into this house.
Right, yeah, sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, like, this was the part that, like, really pissed me off, was that, like, he backtracks.
It could have, it could have ended here.
And that's where we're going to stop it for the night. So tune in tomorrow for the continuation of the Happy Appy New Year's episode. Happy New Year's, everybody. Please drink responsibly. I know we didn't.
And we're here to... Oh, fuck. And we're here to... Fuck.
And we're here to fuck you. We're all here to fuck you. Every one of us.
God damn it.